Hey everybody, thanks for coming to my channel. My name is Rachel. I'm also known as LoveDivineWisdom on my live stream. I want to give you some helpful tips that will help you feel more confident while you're doing readings. And these are the same ideas and concepts that I use while I'm doing my readings. So I'm going to explain what these tips are, and then I'm going to give a demonstration based on some readings that I have done just within the past couple of days. Tip number 1, you want to make space for the reading. You want to be very intentional about this space that you're making. A lot of times what can happen is during the reading, sensations will come over your body, and you want to be in a space that you feel comfortable and confident exploring these feelings and then describing them to the querent. You definitely want to understand that you are worth taking the time to investigate these feelings and sensations that come up. So having a space that you created just for this reading and being intentional in this way will help you feel more confident in understanding these sensations. Tip number 2, you generally would like to not judge any of the information that comes into you or that you notice while you're doing a reading. Your perspective should ideally be one in which you are not judgmental. You're not judgmental of the other person and the question that they're asking, and also you're not judgmental of yourself and the information that you're receiving. You know, even if you receive an image and it's the most ridiculous thing ever in your mind. For example, during a live stream the other day, someone had asked me for messages from their spirit guides. And sometimes I take the opportunity for questions like that to use runes, which are a type of oracle. And while I was digging through the bag of runes before I had pulled one out, I had an image of a plum just come across my mind. And it immediately reminded me of pomegranates. And pomegranates, I know, I'm familiar with them representing fertility. And so even though it was strange for me to have this image of a plum, I just said fertility out loud. I just had to trust that. And when I pulled out the rune and I looked up in the booklet what the rune was, it was the rune of fertility. So you just want to get comfortable with whatever information comes in, and you don't want to judge yourself. You don't want to judge the other person. Tip number 3, you want to notice any sensations that you're having in your body. When I'm onto something or when something feels very correct to me, I'll get a tingling sensation throughout my body. You'll see it a lot in my live streams. There will also be times when I'm having sensations in my body in specific areas of my body. For example, if I'm feeling sensations in my back, it could be that I'm wanting to talk about the other person having back problems. Or, you know, maybe that person needs to go get a massage or get a different chair. Maybe the chair that they're sitting in isn't conducive to their back and it's hurting them. Tip number 4, you want to say the first thing that sticks out to you when you pull out a card. There'll be a lot of symbolism sometimes on the card, which is great because that means that a lot of information can be investigated about the energy of the card, which is representative a lot of times of the energy of the querent or the person asking the question. But a lot of times there will be one thing in particular that sticks out to you as soon as you pull the card out, and you just want to verbalize what that thing is. Is there a character that's smiling and their smile makes you feel some type of way? Is there someone or something in the card that's wearing something like a hat or something that gets your interest? Why are you interested in that hat? It's things like this that you, again, want to verbalize the first thing that you notice and really allow yourself to investigate why it is that you picked this out. Investigate the feeling that it brings about when you see this object or this symbol or this character, and you want to go with that. This is you following your intuition, and you just really want to be able to trust yourself and feel comfortable doing this. This is a practice. Trusting yourself is a practice, but it just takes time and it takes patience with yourself. It takes a lot of compassion with yourself. Tip number 5, use an oracle deck to help you out. A lot of times in my readings, you'll see me give an overall energy reading of the tarot spread that I have out, and then I'll want to incorporate an oracle deck to give some more information. Oracle decks can be very supportive and give additional information to what you just spoke about. Tip number 6 is actually a lot of fun because you have more opportunity to play with the symbolism and the characters on the card. But you want to look at the direction that the characters or the symbols are facing or pointing to. What other cards are they facing? If there's a hand pointing somewhere on the card, where is it pointing to? What card is it pointing to? And then you can use your imagination to think, okay, what would this character, if they're pointing to this card, how would they be interacting with this card? How would this symbol be interacting with this card that it's facing? So I'm going to be doing a little demonstration for you now using some of the tips that I described. I'll be using a reading that I did a couple of days ago as the example. Someone had come to me because they were feeling stuck and frustrated and did not know how to move forward, and they didn't know why they were feeling this way. So these are the cards that I had pulled. This 5 of Cups with this Queen of Wands in reverse. I immediately looked at the 5 of Cups and noticed the way that this person is looking down at these 3 cups that have spilled, which made me feel like this person was focused on what they had already lost or what they would be losing by putting themselves out there instead of focusing on what they might be gaining. So that's what I initially verbalized. Then I went over to the Queen of Wands in reverse, and I noticed that the Queen was looking away from not just these cups that had spilled, but they didn't even look interested in these 2 cups that were still upright, what they could be gaining, what's still there, what they could profit or gain from putting themselves out there. I know that the wands are associated with fire for this deck, which is associated with the concept of taking action and really being driven by your passions and living your life in this way and exuding this energy such that other people feel inspired to do the same for themselves. So I see this person not interested in these cups over here, which means I'm getting the impression that this person is not feeling very confident taking action towards their passions, and instead are more focused. What they are paying attention to is this fear of losing something if they put themselves out there, instead of focusing on the opportunities that they might be gaining. And I felt like this is what was holding this person back or feeling stuck from moving forward. So I verbalized this, and then I decided to use my Soul Truth Oracle deck to support my ideas. And I like to shuffle like this for some of my decks to just see what randomly pops out. And this is the card that popped out. Am I focused on what I'm losing or what I'm gaining? Which obviously just supported what my idea was and what I had just verbalized. Are you going through some change? Are you scared to let go because of what you might lose? What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? So this was some information that maybe this person had not thought about that would be a really good starting point as to how to get themselves unstuck. So these were some of the methods that I use when I'm doing readings that I hope helped you. If they did, please like this video. Feel free to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified for when I come back online, because I do live readings throughout the week. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you want to see another type of video, feel free to let me know. So thanks y'all for watching. I hope this helped, and take care.